Hello, everybody. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time to Lost Connection Tarot. My name is Benjamin Snavely. In front of me, or in front of you, is the Thoth deck. It's one of my favorite decks. This is going to be a daily meditative tarot. It's a 5-card spread. I have already spoke my intentions into the cards. Now I just simply need to cut them and lay them out. Okay. Can we see that? All right. Well, the first card is the Ace of Wands. All right, and that's all about this falsehood that you need to let go of today. So in this card right here, in this side, it's what can I do? What falsehood do I need to get rid of because my true intellect, my divine reason, says it no longer serves me? Well, Ace of Wands is the seed, right? It is a brand new idea. It's this brand new spark of creativity, of life force, of energy, and simply today, what falsehood do you need is, I guess what it's saying is, you already have it. You don't need something new to make you happy. You don't need some new hobby or some new fling or some new passion. You have all of those things. You're already a busybody. Okay. So simply focus on all of the things that you put your energy into, all of the things that make you burn brightly. So put your focus in those things today. Simply let go that you need something more in your life to make you happy. You already have all of the things currently in your life that you need, that makes your fire burn brightly. So that falsehood, simply just let it go. You don't need something new in your life to create passion or a spark. What you need, if anything, if you don't have that passion, if you don't have that spark, if you feel like there is this lull in your life, then you need to ask yourself, why is there this lull in my life? Where is all my energy going? And how can I rekindle that fire and bring back that energy and that spark that was once in these things that I love, and that I brought into my life, right? Because at one point in time, you didn't have these things in your life. And you said to yourself, I want these things. And then you went out and you got those things, and now you have them, right? So if for any reason there isn't a spark in that thing that used to give you passion, you need to figure out why. And you need to figure out how to rekindle that. You need to figure out how to purify it and burn it, to let go of the old images or the old archetypes of how you think about it, and maybe see it from a new perspective, a new light. But as of today, September 4th, 2020, you don't need something new. You don't need something fresh that is going to bring energy into your life. You already have those things. I think today you just simply need to work on all of those things that you have already had and brought into your life at one point in time. All right. So, did I make that better? No, I made that worse. Okay. Learning this. Perfect. All right. The second card. Can you see that? It is the Emperor reversed. And here we're talking about financial endeavors, physical endeavors, anything that makes us feel productive and grounded. Now, the Emperor, you think this authority, this figure, excuse me, this this person who is a king, and he rules justly and he rules rightly. He can pardon people, he can forgive people, um, and he lives in opulence. But the reason he is the king is because at the end of the day he serves his subjects, and your subjects are everything that's inside of you, your physicality, mentality, emotions, and spirituality, as well as the things that you have in your life, because they either serve you physically, mentally, spiritually, or emotionally. And with the emperor, the reason he is king is because he serves those things, those those true intentions of why he's there. He has recognized that the parts, or the whole, is greater than individual parts, and he knows he is only as effective as all of the things around him are running smoothly. So he makes sure that all of those things have the time, attention, care, to run smoothly, and then that simply makes his job easier. And so, what can you do to be productive in any of your physical endeavors today? Is you need to try not to control. You need to try not to have this air of superiority, like I know. Let me just do it. No, in fact, what you need to do is ask, how can I help? What can I do for you today? What do you need? You, as the emperor, your job is to surrender yourself and serve the highest good, your highest good. Um, and so try to recognize that yes, you may be in power, in control, the know it all, the person people come to for advice, but that is all well and good. But to make sure that people think that you are just, that they come to you for advice, that your kingdom is ruled efficiently and effectively, you need to recognize that you are only as powerful as the subjects who view you and live under you. So make sure that you give, and you give freely, and you give joyfully, and that is how you can be productive today in any of the endeavors that you do in this physical material world. Okay. The third card we see here, this is the Tower. So the Tower is a major arcana card, and the Tower simply means structures, or ideas or habits that we have built in this world, in this life, and then nature simply takes it away for whatever reason. So the idea that you think that you're supposed to be an architect, and you go to school as an architect, and you do 10 years of being an assistant to an architect, and then you are an architect and whatever, and then I don't know, something crazy happens, like some accident at work, and your hands, get mangled. Oh, what a horrible! I hope that does not happen. But now you can't work as an architect. Well, this whole idea that you have created this reality around yourself, saying I am this architect. Well, now that is gone. That has been shattered. That has been crumpled, because you no longer have that ability. Some people may not have that, right? Where other things are happening, like I plan on being a family person, or I see myself as a traveler, or I see myself as a hospital nurse. And it doesn't have to be just with jobs. It can be ideas like uh, things that we call ourselves in political ideologies, or religious ideologies. I think people should have universal health care. I think people should pick themselves up by their own bootstraps. Whatever these ideas are that are in your head, um, they they have probably crumbled sometime in the past, and maybe you are living in that current wreckage today. Okay. And this card right here, where it stands, is all about how can I harmonize my emotions within myself? What message do I need to hear? And the message we had was the tower, which means old structures are gone, and new ideas are being built, but they are in the process of being built. Therefore, your emotions are also within that process, and your emotions may still be attached to those old ideals, those old things that we associated our self and our personality and our identity with. And so we feel sorrow because we have to let go when maybe we were happy with where we were. We enjoyed that status or that power or that recognition, right? And now something has happened where that thing has been taken away from us, that identity, whether we wanted that to happen or not. But we need to recognize the reason that happened is because you wanted more. And because you wanted more, the universe heard you. And the universe said, okay, well, if you're not going to do anything about it, I'm going to do something about it. And now here you are in that wreckage, and we see it as a struggle, we see it as a hard time, we see it as pain and suffering. But really what's happening is we are removing those things that no longer work for us, those old ideas, those old archetypes, those old ways of thinking, and we're being able to build and create new structures for this new lifestyle, this new identity that we now believe ourselves to have and or we want to be. So simply put, to harmonize ourself today within our emotions for all day on Friday is we just need to recognize that we went through a trying period. We just got hit by a hurricane, or we're still dealing with the pandemic. I just lost my job, or I just lost my health care, my insurance, or whatever. Okay. And that may sound bad in reality, but if you believe and you believe in yourself and believe that the universe is there to protect you and take care of you because you are the universe, part of the universe, right? then then all you have to do is walk in faith, knowing that what you are creating and what you are building is something beneficial. Yes, you may not see the results today. It's not this high skyscraper like the thing of the past, that thing that was your identity, but you are building something new. So recognize that you are in that transition period, and old things have crumpled away, and you are in the process of building something new. And so just give yourself that break and recognize, where have I been, and what am I doing differently, what am I building? And that should give you some sense or some ease, recognizing that this is not going to last forever, whatever your predicament is. Finally, over here, this is what our intuition, our spirit, so to speak, wants us to face courageously. It urges us, hey, look this in the eye and pay attention to this. And the card is the Queen of Wands. So whether this embodies you or this embodies someone in your life, or simply that energy is here today, the Queen of Wands, as you can see, she is a completely radiant. Wands obviously represent fire, and all queens in the minor arcana are the mother, right? Or water, they're receptive. So here you have the father and the mother, you have the fire and the water, you have this duality. But what's interesting is they feed off each other, they need each other, they contain one another, they make sure one doesn't get too out of control than the other. So they mellow each other out. And so regardless of her radiant, powerful energy, she also is still grounded and controlled in her femininity, in her wild abandonment, in her passions. She understands what it means to control her fire, what it means to control her emotions and not let herself get riled up, so to speak. That is why she's here, able to tame this beautiful, it looks like a jaguar or a cheetah of some sort. And so our spirit wants us to face this courageously. And maybe this is a person in our life, someone that radiates this energy, or maybe it's just something that we are feeling today, or maybe it's something that we know it's inside of us, but we don't believe it. We don't believe that we are our own masters of controlling our own fire within ourselves, or that we don't have the power to manifest calmness in our ocean. But here at the Queen of Wands, she's vibrant, she's lively, she's full of spark, and your spirit simply wants you to to embody this today, to to say yes to anybody that exhibits this type of energy. You know, um, become aware of this energy, become aware of it in your external life as well as internally. Let it guide you, see where it takes you. It may take you into new places, new ideas that you have not gone before. But don't be afraid to walk on the tail of the tiger. And you know, recognize that the tiger can bite, recognize that the tiger is in control. But if you simply are aware, and watch it carefully and stay focused and attentive, you can simply harness the power of that energy within. And the tiger, which is your spirit, will not burn you, so to speak. It will take you to great places. And finally, the overall theme or message of the day is the Three of Swords. That is heartbreak, that is backstabbing, that is sorrow. And luckily, we got that reversed. So, it's a new outlook. It's a new way of thinking. It's after 6 months of no longer get or being out of this relationship, you no longer feel depressed. It's like a new outlook, a new spark of intellect. Like something comes and says, "Hey, you've had this enough sorrow, that you've felt this separation, you've felt this longing long enough. It's time to smell the roses again. It's time to reconnect with earth and with spirit, and to um, feel the longing and wanting of love again, to go back and find a connection again. Maybe you've been single too long. Maybe you've been hurt in the past. Maybe you just had a fight with your significant other. Maybe you got some news that you didn't want to hear, sometime in the past. And it's not telling you to forget it, but it's telling you it's time to forgive. It's time to put that in the past, and it's time to build new structures and to move on. We can't hold on to the past for too long, otherwise we're not living in our present, and then we're definitely not living in our future. I mean, I say this often, and if you haven't heard me, I'm sure you'll hear it in the future. But if you want to see why your present looks the way it does, you simply need to look at your past. And if you want to see where your future is going, you also need to look at your present. So this card says, what are you building towards your future? If you're holding on to the past, then in 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 years, whatever, if you're still holding on to these grudges are still going to be with you. This sorrow, this pain is still going to be with you, and you're still going to be longing for something, but you're not putting forth the effort and energy to go and grab something new, to go and be at peace with yourself. Instead, you're holding on to the past, and therefore you're in presently still living in the past. So today on Friday, September the 4th, it's a new day. It's a new start. It's time to move on and and release that sorrow from ourselves and begin again. Simply begin again. So all of these cards, let's read them and let's get the numbers for numerology. So let's see. We have the ace as 1. We have the emperor as 4. So 4 and 1 is 5. 5 and the 3 of swords is 8. 8 and the tower is 16. So 16 and 8 is 24. And then here, court cards are worth 1. So 24 plus 1 is 25. Um, your energy, and is it in holding on to past structures that no longer serve us, like holding on to who we used to be with the tower, right? Is it the idea that we want to be in control because that's our title, or do we want to surrender to ourselves? Do we want to focus on the passions and the energies that we have already put into our life? Do we want to let go of the past? Do we want to build positive structures for the future? These are the questions you ask yourself at the 7. You have a vision, you know what you want. It's time to actualize that. Okay. So thank you so much. That is today's reading for Friday, September 4th, 2020. Again, my name is Benjamin Snavely. This is Lost Connection Tarot. I hope you all have a great day. All right. Bye.